Hello, and a very warm welcome back to Daily English Talk with Chloe. We're so glad you're spending a little time with us today.
Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're really happy you're here and ready to practice English together in a relaxed and natural way.
I'm Chloe, and I'll be guiding you through today's conversation step by step.
And I'm Ethan. Our goal is to help you feel confident using English in real-life situations, just like everyday conversations with friends.
If you enjoy learning English with us, please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support really helps us continue making these lessons for you.
Today's lesson is all about something uplifting and enjoyable. We're going to practice how to talk about successes in English.
Yes, we'll show you how to share good news and small achievements, like saying, I finally did it, or I passed my exam, or even, I finished something difficult.
First, we'll start with a short and friendly warm-up chat, so you can hear natural English in an easy way.
After that, we'll move into a longer conversation. I'll tell you a story about trying to bake a cake, which sounds simple but didn't go perfectly at first.
Then, we'll give you more clear and simple examples that you can use in your own daily life.
We'll also practice talking about success in different situations, like at school, at work, or at home.
Finally, we'll review some key vocabulary and useful phrases together, so you can remember them more easily.
Are you ready to get started? Great, let's begin. So, Ethan, you look cheerful today. Something good must have happened.
You're right. I do feel happy. I actually had a small success earlier this morning.
Oh, really? Now I'm curious. Tell me all about it.
Well, you know how I often mess up simple things in the kitchen, especially breakfast.
Yes, I remember. The toaster has suffered many times, and the smoke alarm definitely remembers too.
Exactly. But not today. Today was different. I made perfect toast, crispy, golden, and not burnt at all.
That's amazing news. You should feel proud of yourself. That's a real achievement.
Thank you. It may sound small, but it really made my morning better and gave me a positive start to the day.
I love that. And yes, I had a small success too. I finally finished the book I've been reading for weeks.
Nice. That's great news. Some books can be hard to finish, especially when the last chapter is long.
Exactly. The final chapter took a lot of focus, but I didn't give up. I finished it, and I felt really satisfied.
Congratulations! See, even small wins are worth celebrating.
Absolutely. And that idea connects perfectly to today's topic, talking about success. Every coffee boy knows all the ideas that their boys are marked. It's been a wild way for us to look for the sex. Now let me tell you about my bigger challenge from the weekend. I decided to bake a cake.
That already sounds brave. Baking can be tricky.
It was extra special because I wanted to make my grandmother's chocolate cake using her old recipe.
The handwritten recipe book with notes in the margins?
Yes, that one. It felt very serious and meaningful. I wanted to surprise my mom because she always talks about how wonderful her mother's cake was.
That's such a sweet idea, but also a bit stressful. I remember the last baking attempt didn't go so well.
We don't need to talk about that disaster. This time, I was determined to succeed. I prepared carefully.
All right, tell me everything. What did you do differently?
First, I read the recipe slowly, 3 times. Then, I went shopping early on Saturday morning to make sure I had every single ingredient.
That already sounds like a good plan.
On Saturday afternoon, I started baking. I wore an apron and tried to feel confident, like a professional baker.
Confidence is important.
I measured the flour very carefully. The recipe said to sift it, so I did. It looked light and soft, almost like fresh snow.
Wow, you followed the instructions exactly. I'm impressed.
Then I mixed the butter and sugar together until they were light and fluffy. My arm got tired, but I kept going.
Hard work really does matter when you want good results.
Exactly. After that, I added the eggs one at a time, then slowly mixed in the dry ingredients and milk. The batter looked smooth and perfect.
You sound like someone on a cooking show now.
I felt like one. I poured the mixture into the pan, placed it in the oven, and set the timer.
Waiting is always the hardest part.
It really is. The kitchen smelled amazing, and I kept checking the time. When the timer rang, I looked through the oven door.
And?
I tested it with a skewer. I pushed it into the center and pulled it out slowly.
This is very suspenseful.
The skewer came out clean. The cake was ready. I couldn't believe it. I actually did it.
That's a fantastic success. You should be very proud.
I was. I let the cake cool and smiled the whole time, feeling happy and accomplished.
And that's exactly what success feels like. Effort, patience, and a great result in the end.
That's actually another very important step when we talk about success. You really have to learn how to be patient.
Patience is not exactly your strongest quality, is it, Chloe?
No, not at all. I'll be honest. But this time I surprised myself. I stayed patient for almost 2 full hours without rushing anything.
That alone sounds like a victory.
After waiting, I moved on to the frosting. I decided to make a rich chocolate buttercream, using another recipe from my grandmother's old book.
2 different recipes in one day? That's not just baking, that's a serious project.
It really was. I carefully spread the frosting all over the cake. It wasn't perfectly smooth like my grandmother's cake in the old photos, but it looked real and homemade.
Honestly, homemade cakes are the best kind. They feel more personal.
I agree. So, at that point, the cake was finally finished. I felt like the first part of the mission was complete.
But I'm guessing that wasn't the final test.
Not at all. The real test was tasting it. I cut a very small slice just for myself, and I was extremely nervous.
I can imagine the pressure.
And Ethan, it was amazing. It wasn't just good, it was really, really good. One bite brought back so many memories from my childhood. I almost cried.
That's incredible. That's a true achievement.
Thank you. I felt so proud in that moment. All the effort, all the careful steps, it was worth it.
So, did you take the cake to your family the next day?
Yes, on Sunday. I carried it very carefully in the car, like it was something fragile and precious.
That makes sense.
When I gave it to my mother, she looked surprised and said, "You made this from my mother's recipe book?" And I told her, yes, I really wanted to try.
And what happened when she tasted it?
She took one bite and stayed quiet for a moment. Then she smiled and her eyes filled with a little bit of emotion. She said, "Chloe, this is perfect. It tastes exactly how I remember it."
Wow, that's the best kind of compliment.
It really is. She even said I had a natural talent. In that moment, I felt an incredible sense of accomplishment.
That kind of success goes beyond baking.
Exactly. It wasn't just about making a cake. It was about making my mother happy and feeling connected to my grandmother's memory. It meant more than I ever expected.
That's such a powerful example of what success can be. Sometimes it's not only about what you achieve, but about the feelings you create for yourself and others.
Yes, absolutely. Now it's your turn. You mentioned you had a success at work last week.
I did. It definitely wasn't as delicious as a chocolate cake, but it was very important to me.
Was this about the team meeting you were worried about?
Yes, exactly. I was asked to lead the weekly team meeting, and our new manager was going to be there.
The Monday morning meeting with everyone watching closely.
That's the one. I was really nervous. Speaking in front of my team is usually fine, but when management is listening, my English gets shaky.
But your English is strong.
Thank you. But nerves do strange things. When I get anxious, I forget simple words. Once, I couldn't remember the word deadline, so I said, the day when everything must be finished.
That actually makes sense, but I get why it felt uncomfortable.
Exactly. So this time, I decided to prepare seriously. I made it my goal to do well.
What kind of preparation did you do?
I didn't just write quick notes. I carefully wrote down my main points, organized them clearly, and practiced at home.
Practiced how?
Out loud, standing in front of the mirror. I even recorded myself on my phone and listened back.
That's brave and very smart.
It felt strange at first, but it helped a lot. I practiced difficult phrases like quarterly goals and performance evaluation again and again.
Your cat must be very educated by now.
Definitely. So then Monday morning arrived. My heart was racing, but I took a deep breath and started.
That's the hardest moment.
I spoke slowly, remembered to smile, and followed my notes. I explained each point clearly and asked the team for their ideas.
That sounds very professional.
I even finished on time. which felt like a miracle.
And how did it end?
After the meeting, my manager, Lena, stayed behind. She said, "Ethan, that was a very clear and well-organized meeting. Thank you for leading it so confidently."
That's amazing feedback.
It really was. I felt relieved, proud, and much more confident about the future.
When we look at both of our stories, we can see some clear similarities.
We both had clear goals. Yours was to bake a meaningful cake. Mine was to lead a successful meeting.
And we both prepared carefully. I studied the recipe, and you practiced your speaking.
We were both nervous, but we didn't give up.
And in the end, we both succeeded.
That's a great reminder for everyone listening to Daily English Talk. With Chloe, success often comes from preparation, patience, and courage.
In the end, we both got good results and received kind, encouraging compliments.
Yes, and when you think about it, there's a clear pattern there, isn't there? First a goal, then preparation, then effort, and finally, success.
Exactly. And another important point is this: it's completely okay to talk about your success, like we're doing right now.
Right? Sharing success doesn't mean you're showing off. It's just a positive, happy conversation.
And people usually enjoy hearing good news. Positive stories create good energy.
So let's slow down and look at some of the phrases we used. These are very useful, everyday expressions.
For example,
I'm really proud of myself.
all that hard work paid off.
I felt a real sense of accomplishment.
I managed to do it.
I achieved my goal.
I received great feedback.
It was a real achievement.
And don't forget the phrases people say to support us.
Congratulations.
Well done.
I'm proud of you.
Good job.
All of these expressions are simple, but they are powerful and very common.
And remember, success doesn't have to be something huge like winning a big competition or getting a famous award.
It can be personal, something meaningful just for you, like your cake or my meeting.
Exactly. And sometimes it's even smaller than that.
Like last month, when my big success was fixing that annoying, wobbly table leg.
Oh, yes, I remember that. You were very determined. You kept saying, "I'm fixing this today."
And I actually did it. It took almost an hour. I hit my thumb with the hammer, but the table finally stopped shaking.
That's a perfect example. A small success, but it felt really good.
Exactly. And that's why we should notice these moments more often.
Maybe we should even have a Success of the Week chat every Sunday.
I love that idea. We can practice English and feel positive at the same time.
Perfect. So, to all our friends watching Daily English Talk with Chloe, take a moment and think about your own small success this week.
Maybe you ordered coffee in English for the first time.
Maybe you understood a movie scene without subtitles.
Or maybe you learned just one new word from this video. That is also success.
Celebrate it. Talk about it.
Use the phrases we practiced. You can say, "This week, I succeeded in," or "I'm happy because I managed to."
You'll notice it feels really good to say it out loud.
And we truly enjoy reading your stories. So feel free to share them in the comments.
So that was our longer conversation about success, a topic full of positive feelings and encouraging words.
And remember, if you don't succeed the first time, that's okay too.
Just like my first baking attempts. Some of them were very salty.
Hey, that's part of the journey. You can always try again.
Exactly. Now let's move on and look at some clear, everyday examples you can use in your own life. We talked about our bigger successes, like baking a cake and leading a meeting. Now let's make it simpler.
Good idea. Let's imagine different everyday situations and show how to share success naturally.
Let's start with school or studying. That's very common for many learners.
All right. I'll be the student, and you'll be my friend.
Sounds good. We meet after school. Hey, Ethan, how was your day? You look really happy.
I am. I actually have some good news. I finally passed my math exam.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks. I was so nervous about it. I studied every evening last week.
And clearly it worked. All that studying paid off.
It really did. I feel so relieved now, like a big weight has been lifted.
You should be very proud of yourself. That's a big achievement.
Okay, now let's switch to a work situation.
All right, you be my coworker.
Good morning, Chloe. How's the project going?
It's finished. I completed the Anderson report late last night and sent it to the client this morning.
Wow, that was fast.
And there's more. The client already replied and said the report is exactly what they needed.
That's excellent news. Well done.
Thank you. I worked long hours on it, but it feels great to see it approved.
You deserve to feel proud. Make sure you celebrate a little today.
Absolutely. And that's how you talk about success. Naturally, confidently, and positively. All right, Ethan, let's continue with our conversation about success. This time, let's explore personal goals, things like hobbies, fitness, or small personal achievements.
Sounds good. I'll start. Imagine we're at the park together.
Hi, Ethan. I see you're out running too.
Yes. And guess what? Today, I ran 5 kilometers without stopping for the very first time in my life.
No way. That's incredible. I'm seriously impressed.
Thanks. My legs feel a bit like jelly right now, but my heart feels amazing. I've been training slowly for the past 2 months and have finally paid off.
That is truly impressive progress. You stuck with it, pushed through, and achieved your goal. That's a huge personal victory.
It really feels like one. I think I'll treat myself to a refreshing smoothie after this.
Great idea. Now it's my turn with a hobby-related success. Let's say gardening.
Oh, hi, Chloe. Looks like you're spending some quality time with your plant.
Yes! Look at this, my orchid finally bloomed again. It hasn't had flowers for almost 2 years.
You're kidding. That's beautiful. How did you manage that?
I read a lot online, learned about giving it more indirect light and less water. I changed my care routine slowly, and it finally worked. I managed to not only keep it alive but also make it bloom again.
That is a big achievement. Well done, Dr. Plant. You really have a green thumb.
Thank you. It may seem small to some, but it makes me feel so accomplished. A simple flower, yet it brings so much joy.
What about really small, daily successes? Things that feel tiny, but still positive.
Good idea. Why don't you give one? Like a language learning success.
Okay? Hey, Chloe. Today I watched a TV show without subtitles and understood almost everything.
Wow, that's excellent. You've been practicing a lot. Your listening is improving more and more.
It really feels that way. I only needed to check the meaning of 2 words. Step by step, it's getting easier.
Exactly. That's how progress works. That's definitely a success to celebrate.
And we can't forget creative successes, like when you practice your guitar.
Right. Listen to this. I learned the entire chorus of that tricky song, the one with the difficult F chord.
Oh, the F chord. That one gives everyone trouble. Let's hear it.
Plays the chord.
Wow, Chloe, that sounds perfect. You nailed it.
Thanks. My fingers are sore, but it was worth it. I practiced for at least an hour every day this week.
See? All that practice really paid off. You sound like a real musician now.
Now, let's talk about situations where someone is shy or modest about their success. Sometimes people say, oh, it was nothing.
Good point. You tell me a success, and I'll act shy about it.
All right. Ethan, I heard you helped Mrs. Thompson fix her computer yesterday. She said you solved everything in just 10 minutes.
Oh, it was nothing really. Anyone could have done it.
No, that's not true. She was really stressed, and you helped her so much. That was kind, smart, and helpful. You should be proud. That's a real success.
Well, thank you. I guess I felt happy I could figure it out and help her.
Exactly. Accept the compliment and recognize your achievement. You can say, thank you. I succeeded in helping someone today.
Okay, one more example. This time a teamwork success, where we accomplished something together.
I like that. Let's pretend we're telling a friend.
Hey, Chloe and I finally organized the entire community center storeroom.
Yes, it took us all day Saturday, but we did it together. We worked as a team.
And now everyone can easily find the sports equipment. The director was so happy.
It was a big task, but we finished it. Teamwork makes a huge difference.
High five. We make a good team.
Now, do you notice the pattern in all these examples?
I think so. First, you explain what you achieved. I passed my test. I finished the report. I ran 5K.
Then, you often describe how you achieved it hard work, patience, or consistent practice.
And finally, you share the positive feeling or result. I feel relieved. The client was happy. I feel proud.
And when a friend responds, you say encouraging things. Congratulations, well done, I'm so happy for you.
It really creates a very positive conversation cycle. Everyone leaves feeling good and motivated.
Exactly. That's why celebrating successes, big or small, is such an important part of learning and living. Success stories make everyone feel good, don't they? Hearing about what someone has achieved brightens the mood and gives motivation.
Exactly. And that's why it's useful to practice these little dialogues. You don't even need another person. You can talk to yourself in the mirror. Say your achievements out loud. It's excellent English practice, and it's surprisingly good for your happiness.
Right. Repeating phrases about your own successes helps you internalize positive language and boosts your confidence at the same time.
Are you ready to take it up a notch? Let's try practicing talking about success in different real-life situations, like in a store, at a party, or at work.
Perfect. Let's imagine different places where success can be shared. The way we describe our achievements changes a little depending on the situation. Let's act out a few longer, realistic scenes together.
Great idea! This is like practice for real life. Let's start with a professional environment, say, an office kitchen in the morning.
Morning, Ethan. You're in early today.
Morning, Chloe. Yes, I wanted to get a head start. Actually, I just finished the quarterly newsletter. The design, the content layout, everything.
Wait, the whole newsletter? That's a huge project. I thought the deadline was next week. Or,
It is, but I managed to finish it a few days early. I stayed a little late on the couple of nights, but now it's complete and already sent to the marketing team for review.
that's seriously impressive. Getting ahead of a deadline always feels so satisfying, doesn't it?
Absolutely. There was a lot of information to organize, but I even created a new template to make everything clearer and more readable. I'm really happy with how it turned out.
I can tell. And now you'll have a calmer week. Well done. You should definitely show Sarah in your next one-on-one meeting.
Yes, that's the plan. I want to highlight the new template and show that taking initiative can make a real difference. It feels really good to see a problem, fix it myself, and know it will help others.
Exactly. That's an important part of success at work. Taking initiative and solving problems shows leadership and professionalism.
Okay. Next scenario, let's try a video call with a parent. This is a very common way to share success.
Yes. Scene 2. A video call with mom and dad.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. You both look great today.
Hello, darling. How are you doing?
I'm really good. I actually have some exciting news. Remember, I was worried about my final presentation course?
Of course. You were so nervous about it.
Well, I got my grade today, and I got an A.
An A? That's amazing, Ethan. I knew you could do it. Look at Dad. He's smiling so big.
Thanks, Mom. It was tough, though. The final project was a 15-minute solo presentation. I practiced countless times in front of the mirror, and it really paid off.
We're so proud of you. That's a real achievement.
Thanks. It feels incredible to have it completed and done so well. My confidence has really grown.
You should definitely celebrate. Maybe a nice dinner or a small treat for yourself.
That's a great idea. Thanks for always listening and encouraging me, Mom.
Sharing success with family is always warm and motivating. They are usually your biggest fans and supporters. Now, let's move on to a casual social setting. Meeting friends at a cafe or having a Saturday brunch is a perfect place to share personal achievements.
Scene 3, Saturday brunch with friends.
So, what's new with everyone? Any interesting news this week?
Actually, yes. I finally passed my driving test.
No way! That's fantastic! Congratulations!
It took me 4 attempts, but I did it.
That doesn't matter. What counts is that you succeeded. How did it feel when the examiner said, you passed?
Honestly, I almost couldn't believe it. First, I felt a huge wave of relief, then pure happiness. It feels like a massive weight lifted off my shoulders.
I'm so happy for you. We need to go for a drive sometime. You're officially the designated driver now.
Not yet. Let me get used to it first. But yes, passing feels like freedom. I wasn't sure I would make it, but I persevered and succeeded.
And that's the key. Perseverance, effort, and patience really do pay off. Let's raise a toast to that. Finally, let's look at a learning environment, a community class, or a club. Sharing small achievements in a group can be very encouraging.
Scene 4. After an English conversation club session.
That was a great session today. I really enjoyed the debate about movies.
Me too. You spoke so much more than last week.
It feels good to notice your own progress in a supportive environment. Every small success counts.
Exactly. Practicing English, finishing a project, passing a test, big or small, it's all progress. And sharing it with others makes it even better.
That's the beauty of success. It's personal, meaningful, and motivating, especially when we celebrate it with others. So, Ethan, tell me about your personal goal today. Did you manage to do it?
Yes, I tried. My personal goal was to create 3 new sentences using the vocabulary words we learned last week. I focused on approximately, disappointing, and predictable, and I actually did it.
I noticed that. You used them really well. That's an excellent example of practice. You set a clear, small goal and successfully completed it right here in front of us.
Thanks. It really helped reduce my nerves. I wasn't worried about being perfect or making mistakes. The goal was simply to use those words in sentences. That made it much less intimidating.
Exactly. That's the right mindset. Small, specific goals like this are often the stepping stones to bigger achievements over time. You should even write those sentences down in your notebook as a small victory for today.
That's a great idea. Seeing the progress written down really reinforces the feeling of accomplishment.
So, thinking back on all the different scenarios we practiced today, office, family, friends, learning settings, what do you notice about the way we talk about success?
The core pattern is the same everywhere. First, you share the achievement or good news. Then you describe how you did it. And finally, you accept the congratulations or positive reactions.
Exactly, but the tone changes slightly depending on the context. For example, in an office or professional environment, it's more formal. You might say, I managed to complete the project ahead of schedule, or I took the initiative to organize the data.
With family, it's warmer and more emotional. Words like proud and wonderful are common.
Right, and with friends, it's casual and fun. You can even joke about small struggles, like me failing my first few driving tests.
And in a learning environment, success often comes in small steps. For example, learning 3 new words, finishing a short exercise, or completing a chapter.
The most important thing is to share your success. Don't keep it a secret. Talking about it helps you remember the good feeling and also inspires and motivates others.
Yes, sharing success spreads positivity. So, try it this week. In any scenario in your life, share one small success and use some of the phrases we practiced.
Now, let's spend some time revisiting the key words we used today. Building vocabulary around success will make it easier to express your achievements naturally.
Great idea. Let's take a few minutes to go over them slowly and make sure learners can use them confidently.
All right? The first word is a big one, achievement. Ethan, what does achievement mean to you?
An achievement is something you do that you feel proud of. It's a positive result of your effort, not just luck. You worked for it and reached your goal. For example, learning to ride a bike when I was a child was a huge achievement for me.
Exactly. And it's a noun, so you can have a big achievement or a small achievement. My chocolate cake was an achievement, and your presentation last week was an achievement too.
A small achievement for me recently was fixing that squeaky door in my apartment. It's a tiny thing, but I hadn't known how to fix it before, so completing it felt good.
Perfect. That's a very relatable example. Okay, the next word is the verb to succeed.
Yes, to succeed means to achieve your goal or accomplish what you tried to do. The past tense is succeeded. For instance, I succeeded in baking my cake, or she succeeded in passing her exam.
And the opposite of succeed is to fail. But that's okay. Failing is just part of the process, and you can always try again. You might say, I will try to succeed in my next interview.
From that verb, we also get the noun success.
Right. Success is the result of succeeding. It's the positive outcome itself. For example, the party was a great success, or I wish you success in your new job.
And success can sometimes describe a person too, though we often use it for events or results. For example, she is a great success in her career, or our video will be a success if everyone learns something new.
Exactly. Now, let's look at a very useful phrase to manage to do something.
Ah, yes, this one is important. It doesn't mean being a manager, it means that you were able to accomplish something difficult, often despite a problem or challenge.
Yes. For example, I managed to find my keys after searching for an hour, or he managed to finish the work on time even though there were many interruptions. My dear so well. I feel like I was proud of the idea of picking this, but I do feel less about it.
It's like saying could, but it adds the sense that it was not easy and you put in effort. It shows determination and success.
Exactly. And when learners start using these words and phrases naturally, it makes talking about achievements easier and more confident.
Absolutely. They can describe small wins, big victories, professional success, personal goals, or even creative achievements. Everyday life becomes full of opportunities to celebrate and share progress.
And that's what we want everyone practicing with Daily English Talk with Chloe to experience: confidence, clarity, and joy in expressing success. Ethan, let's start with your little personal victory today. What did you accomplish?
Well, Chloe, I didn't just could fix the squeaky door in my apartment. I actually managed to fix it after watching 3 different online videos. It wasn't easy, it took some patience, but in the end, I did it.
Exactly. That's a perfect example of using manage to do something. This week, let's all try to use that phrase. For example, you might say, today, I managed to complete my exercise routine, or I managed to finish my work early. It's a very useful phrase for English learners.
Yes, it really shows that even if something is difficult, you can succeed with effort.
All right, let's move on to another important word: goal.
A goal is your target, your aim, the thing you want to achieve. Without a goal, success is much harder to reach.
Exactly. For example, my personal goal this week is to speak English more fluently in full sentences, and your goal might have been to fix the door or to practice 3 new vocabulary words.
In football, you score a goal. In life, you achieve a goal. It's your destination. Having a clear goal is important because if you don't know your destination, it's easy to get lost. A goal like, I will learn 10 new words this week, gives you focus and direction and makes it easier to succeed.
Beautifully said. Now, once you have a goal, the next step is hard work.
Right. Hard work is effort that is strong, consistent, and often challenging. Success doesn't come without hard work. For example, baking a cake, learning a new skill, or preparing for a presentation requires hard work.
Yes, and when that hard work produces results, we say it paid off. That's a wonderful phrasal verb. It means the effort was worth it and gave a good result. For instance, all my studying paid off when I passed the exam, or my patience paid off when the orchid finally bloomed.
I love that phrase. It's such a warm, positive feeling when all the effort you put in pays off. It reminds you that persistence is rewarding.
And speaking of positive feelings, let's talk about the word proud.
Proud is an adjective. It describes that warm, happy feeling you have about something you or someone else achieved. For example, I am proud of finishing my project, and you might be proud of your cake.
Exactly. You can feel proud of someone else's success too, not just your own. What makes you feel proud, Ethan?
I feel proud when I help a friend, or when I finish something I promised I would do. It's a very rewarding, positive feeling.
And when someone achieves something and feels proud, we usually say congratulations.
Right. Congratulations is what you say for a big success. You pass a test. Congratulations. You get a new job. Congratulations. It's for those really meaningful moments.
It's a long word though, so in informal situations, we often shorten it to congrats. For smaller successes, we can also say well done or good job.
Exactly. Well done works for small everyday victories. For example, you cooked dinner. Well done. Or you fixed the lamp. Well done.
Now, let's look at another important word: progress. progress.
Progress is a noun that means improvement, moving forward, or getting better at something. You don't need to reach the final goal to see progress. For example, my English is making good progress, or I can see progress on this project.
Even learning one new word a day is progress. It's a very encouraging concept for learners because it shows that consistent effort leads to improvement.
Let's quickly review all the keywords and phrases we've discussed today.
Listen carefully. Everyone. Achievement. Something good you did with effort. To succeed. To reach your goal. To accomplish what you tried to do. Success. The positive result of succeeding. To manage to do something. To be able to do something difficult. Goal. Your aim or target. Hard work. Strong, determined effort. To pay off. When your effort gives a good result. Proud. The warm, happy feeling about an achievement. Congratulations. What you say for a big success. Well done. What you say for something done well. Even small achievements. Progress. Moving forward. Getting better.
Wonderful. Try to use just one or two of these words this week. Whenever you accomplish something, say to yourself, well done. I managed to do it. I'm making progress.
Exactly. Using these phrases regularly will not only build your vocabulary but also your confidence.
Wow, Chloe, that was such a positive conversation. I feel energized just talking about it, and I hope all our friends watching feel the same way.
Absolutely. So, to wrap up today's episode of Daily English Talk with Chloe, we explored how to talk about success, practice positive phrases, and celebrate small and big achievements in life.
Yes, remember, success isn't just about the big moments. It's about noticing your progress, reaching your goals, and sharing your achievements with others.
Exactly. Keep practicing these words and phrases, celebrate every win, and enjoy your journey to English fluency. Big successes, small successes, and everything in between, they all matter. Every little victory counts and deserves recognition.
Exactly, Chloe. We've learned that talking about success isn't just about saying, I won or I passed. It's really about sharing your personal victories in a way that tells a story. That story is what makes your achievement meaningful and memorable.
Right. And the best way to do that is by following a simple, clear pattern. First, you state your success. For example, I passed my exam or I finally completed my work project.
Then, you explain a little about how you achieved it. Maybe I studied every evening, or I asked my teacher for help and practiced consistently. Sharing the effort behind your achievement adds depth and makes your story real.
And the final part is sharing the good feeling that comes with your success. You might say, I'm so relieved, I feel very proud, or it was such a wonderful sense of accomplishment. The emotions make this story more alive.
And don't forget the other side of the conversation, how you respond when someone shares their good news with you. A simple congratulations, well done, or I'm so happy for you can make their day even better. Celebrating others' success spreads positivity.
Absolutely. And we've also seen how this works in different places, casually with friends, warmly with family, and professionally at school or work. The words might change a little, but the heart of it is always the same, sharing good news and celebrating achievement.
We also reviewed some key vocabulary words to help tell your success stories more clearly, like achievement, to succeed, to manage to, and progress. These words are very useful. They help you explain what you did, how you did it, and what you gained.
The most important thing to remember is that your successes matter. Talking about them in English is not only a fantastic way to practice your language skills, but it also makes you feel proud and positive. Sharing your wins creates encouraging and uplifting conversations.
Which brings us to our favorite part of the episode, the question of the day. Every week we read your comments, and we love hearing from all of you.
Today's question is simple but powerful. What is one thing you succeeded in this week? It can be anything, big, small, funny, or serious.
Maybe you managed to wake up early after a long week, or finally tried cooking a new recipe. Maybe you achieved a personal goal, like speaking English for 1 minute without stopping. Whatever it is, we want to hear it.
Please share your success in the comments below. Start with my success this week was, and tell your story. Let's fill the comments with positivity and support. We will read as many as we can and celebrate your achievements together.
And don't worry if you're shy. Even writing one sentence is enough. Every small success counts, and every attempt is valuable. We are all here to learn and encourage each other.
Before we finish today, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Every like helps our channel continue making content for you.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to Daily English Talk with Chloe and click the bell icon. That way, you won't miss our next real-life conversation video. We release new lessons every week, designed to help you improve your English naturally and practically.
We want to thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Learning a language is a journey, and every small success along the way is worth celebrating.
Exactly. Keep practicing, keep trying new things, and don't forget to take pride in your achievements, no matter how small.
So from both of us here at Daily English Talk with Chloe, keep learning, keep sharing your wins, and remember that your progress is important.
That's right. We're cheering for every one of your successes.
So, until next time, bye for now.
Take care and stay positive.